Hi everyone, I'm Jason Williams, JW, your host for this epic Project Spotlight 3 album launch event tonight. Now we are excited to be here for MusicTT's launch of the Project Spotlight 3, featuring 6 artists from the 5th cycle and 2 artists from cycles 1 and 2 of the Spotlight program. When you say music, when we talk music, you know, are part of the conversation. And tonight, we get a chance to embrace the very best. Again, it's all about MusicTT, and MusicTT, for those who don't know, is a state agency under the Ministry of Trade and Industry with a mandate to stimulate and facilitate business development and export activity of the music industry in Trinidad and Tobago. In 2017, MusicTT launched its Spotlight Artist Portfolio Development Program, and to date have upskilled 39 artists in the music business. Now, to get an idea of what the Spotlight is all about, before we even get a chance to view the amazing performances these 8 artists will be performing off the Project Spotlight 3 album tonight, let's take a look at this video to get some context to understand the flavor and the background of this truly amazing project.
This program is something that all aspiring artists should, be involved in from start to finish through the workshops and just having a basic understanding of how the music industry works.
Let's go!
I definitely think one of the good things about Spotlight that I haven't really had before is that networking locally. A lot of the artists that are in my cohort were all at different levels and different genres, and so there's been a lot of cool collaborations that we've been talking about and getting to know other people and their experiences and their journey through Spotlight.
I have learned so much, and the whole business of music, I am really now more equipped to go out there and spread my music, even in a more professional way.
Creativity inside all are we. That's why they call we creators. I say they call we creators.
I applied to the MusicTT Spotlight program because I really wanted to build and develop on the gift that I was given, which is my voice. And I really believe that MusicTT was one of those avenues that could take me to where I needed to go.
Now it's time to get ready for the performers, for the artists, for the vocalists, for those who will blow your mind away. And I want to welcome, coming in at position number 1, someone whose amazing vocals and its clarity with message touches at the very heartstrings. She is able to dabble within the realm of jazz, world music, a little calypso, and everything in between. Coming to totally take your breath away. Show some love as we welcome in position number 1, Nzinga.
When I was 5 years old, I used to listen to the radio a lot, and I got sucked in by Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey and such like. But what really inspired me to start to sing was listening to Bryan Adams' For You in 1991. And at that time, we didn't have CDs, we had cassette players. And my mom had this new radio with a red button, and you could record. So I decided to record myself singing Bryan Adams' For You. So that's how I started to sing on my own. Well, the MusicTT journey so far has been very relaxing. I feel it was relaxing in the sense that I now feel more equipped, more empowered to know what I should do as a professional musician wanting to get myself out there in the music industry internationally. Well, I have achieved a greater amount of self-reflection and understanding of myself as a product, as a business participant, music business participant, and I have achieved more self-knowledge in terms of understanding why I have to handle or deal with a lot of my own personal baggage in the exercise of it, because this kind of business is not food or clothes, like just the hardware. It's you. So you have to understand your emotions and your mental blocks in order to really keep coming with product. And also, it has helped me to understand my role as a content creator. I would encourage other artists to apply to MusicTT Spotlight because it will give you a very good understanding of where you need to go and how to assess where you are at this point in time. So at least you will have that foundation. Even if you don't, now is not the right time because you're too young, you haven't figured out your vision for yourself as yet or whatever, you will at least have the bare bones in order to think about what you need to do to develop to that point. My name is Nzinga Sibongile Joe. I am a MusicTT Spotlight artist and my genre is folk, jazz, and world, various combinations thereof.
Now we are about to see and listen and embrace a performer whose smooth and silky style compels you to Pay attention. With truly amazing range and a foundation in gospel music, coming to give us something extremely different and unique. Let's welcome Renee Lawrence.
I am inspired by life. I am inspired by the things that I go through, and I use my music to help channel whatever it is I'm feeling. And I really hope that it's something relatable. I am a Christian artist, so in everything that I sing, I try to maintain my Christian values and maintain a consistent message. I grew up singing in the church, and one thing just led to another, and here I am now. I was following the MusicTT page for a while, and I got a little insight as to what was going on as I followed the previous cohort. I think it was cohort 4. And I reached a point where I wanted to take my music to the next level. So I went on the website, I read the information, and I thought that, this is something that would really help me, and it will give me the information and the skill set that I need to really take my music to the next level. So I decided to apply. The journey so far has been very, very informative. We did some online courses in music business, and so far the information that I got in this program, I've already been able to put into practice. I recently traveled to Antigua for a Gospel Fest, and the interview training came in really handy when I had the radio interviews and TV interviews, and it's been great. It's been really great. Yeah, being in the Spotlight program has really opened up my mind to the world of the music industry. It's not just about the glitz and the glamour, there's the business aspect to it that I always thought was so intimidating, but it was really broken down and well explained through all the different sessions and training that we've had, and I feel prepared. I'm looking forward to building myself as a brand, more professional, with websites and music available for sync and on all platforms so that I can share my message with as many people as possible. I would encourage any aspiring artist to apply for the Spotlight program. There is a lot that you can do by yourself, but with the combined effort of a team of professionals to help guide you with your best interests at their heart, I think you can go much further. Hi, my name is Renee Lawrence. I am a MusicTT Spotlight artist, and my genre is Christian Contemporary.
Hey, what's up, sad eyes? Why'd you look so surprised? Didn't you know that your lips aren't the only things that frown or smile? What's got you feeling blue? Could it be that your heart is split in two? Or could it be that you just aren't happy with you? But it's okay to love yourself a little more than others do. It's okay if you have to shed a tear or two. It's okay to feel alone at night, and it's okay to want someone by your side. It's okay not to be what others want you to be. If it were the color of your skin, if you're too fat or too thin, that just makes you compromise. That smile you think your hair's too short or your face is contorted and weird. You're barely be while your friends are seasoned double D's. It's got to get hate the things they said, that you should be X, Y, Z. Not ashamed, you should be whoever you want to be. 'Cause it's okay to love yourself a little more than others do. It's okay if you have to shed a tear or two. It's okay to feel alone at night, and it's okay to want someone by your side. It's okay not to be what others want you to be. So I need you to love yourself and share that love with someone else. This love could be a greatest wealth, but it starts when you love yourself. See, I good to love yourself and share that love with someone else. This love could be greatest wealth, but it starts when you love yourself.
I'm joined by renowned vocal and performance technique coach Glenda Collins, who is part of this amazing project. And I could only imagine the takeaway for you, the personal takeaway, seeing an artist and their development from point A to point B.
It is always the best thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I do what I do. When you see somebody come in, they're not green. None of these artists are green. But to see someone with a kernel of something that you know is going to take them for the rest of their life and be able to introduce that kernel to them and have them just have it blow up. That's the best part of this whole process for me.
Walk me through probably managing sometimes expectations. Someone might, as you rightfully said, coming in with their particular expertise already, and then someone giving them tips. Have you ever encountered anyone, I wouldn't say pushing back, but probably questioning some of the techniques you bring to the table?
But of course, if you consider yourself an artist and you have your own vision for yourself, and then someone comes in and they say, well, maybe you should think about this a little bit, there is always a pushback. And these are the people that I like to work with on a greater level, because you know when they get that thing, they're just going to explode.
You know, with an artist, it's always about finding your voice. People will look at their style from when they started to where they're at now, and they'll recognize there might have been changes, adjustments in their vocal style, their ability to deliver. Does that ever-changing style, does that remain constant with an artist? Should an artist always seek to change and improve on their style, or does one find a voice and work with that voice for the rest of their career?
I think finding your voice is most important, and finding it, the earlier you find it, the better of an artist for a lifelong period, for your life you will be. Changing styles is often difficult unless you actually have the ability to do that. But if you have a style, I think you should stick to it. You work that, you have it grow, and you support that.
So we spoke about the vocal side of it. Walk me through now the performance tips, some of what the recommendations you would bring to the table based on what you would have seen and the growth also of the artists involved.
Everybody comes with their own personality, and it is about getting the person to show their personality all the time. It is about consistency. I actually just told one of the artists, Serena Williams is about consistency, and she is who she is because of consistency. If you put down your artistry and run helter-skelter about chasing after butterflies, your artistry is not going to develop. So it is about consistency.
What do you think ultimately this project and the album and what folks will experience tonight could do for young upcoming artists?
It's inspirational. It is inspirational to know that we have so many different types of artists in Trinidad and so many different forms of expression, and all of these expressions and all of these artists have a place to do so here. This album, I have to say, I've been doing this a few years now, and I think this is one of the best albums to come out of this experience. All the artists, the producers somehow tapped into their personalities and found the essence of who they are and highlighted that. And it is really amazing. I love this album.
And you love it too.
Run out and get it.
Definitely. It's all part of the major project here as we again contribute to the musical ecosystem, the ever-vibrant musical ecosystem of Trinidad and Tobago. We say from Trinidad and Tobago to the rest of the world.
Hi everyone, I'm Brian. I'm an educator and specialist in intellectual property, and I was a trainer for this edition of the Spotlight MusicTT Artist Development Program in copyright law, dealing with things like how the music industry works from a legal perspective and what that means for your contracts and licensing and that type of thing. So this material tends to be very intimidating to a lot of artists, but I think we had such a great group as usual of young talented artists who were super eager to learn, and I think they did a fantastic job of sorry, too many us. We had a very talented and eager to learn group of young artists who did a great job of immersing themselves in this sometimes complicated world of contracts and law and business agreements. And I think they all took away the most important points about how to deal with copyright and intellectual property in the music industry. So there were a lot of standout moments in the program because you have all these big, exciting personalities. And I remember very explicitly big debates about split agreements. Who would want to contract in one way or who would want to collaborate in another way and never sign this or that type of agreement. And that was really fun. I think that was an exercise where we all learned that everyone comes from these different scenes, which have sort of different ways of doing things. So the way we do things in gospel might be different from dancehall or rock. And that was a major takeaway, I think, for a lot of artists, that there's no one model, there's no one path, there's no right contract, there's no right agreement, and everyone needs to sort of define this on their own. So that was not only a highlight of the training program, but I think one of the major successes and the major memories for me, and a point where I saw growth in all of the artists. So just wishing the entire group all the success in your career. I'm super excited to hear your music, to see the great things you do, and see you live on stage. And I just want you all to remember, just as you see your car, your house, the physical things you own as an asset, everything you do in this industry is your copyright, it's your performer's rights, and it's an asset, and you should treat it and manage it as such. Good luck. All the best.
Now, this next performer is a connoisseur of vibes. Really, truly amazing performer. Part of the local island pop band Flick. Also, a lead guitarist with the A-Team band that backs all the major performers within the carnival circuit, home and abroad, coming to bring forward their unique style with passion and purpose. Let's show some love for Milo Strings.
My name is Milo Strings, and I am a Trinidadian island pop artist. I use the word island pop because it's a mix of all our Caribbean influences, plus, well, definitely the soca from Trinidad, but plus that international feel from like that pop genre from the United States. And my inspirations really come from locally, definitely Kessie Band. Internationally, I would say it's Maroon 5 and Charlie Puth. I'm one of those people that I say I came out of the womb playing music. I always knew that I loved to sing. I had this thing called perfect pitch, so like I could always tell like the different keys of every song since I was young, and that kind of got me started. Started off with piano, then eventually learned how to play the guitar, and I could have always sung. So just put all those three together, and you get me as an artist today. I've been on the scene as a background musician, as a guitarist for a while. So this has been my chance to break free. And so I've learned so much from MusicTT Spotlight, interview techniques, photo shoot techniques, and all these different things that I never really knew about before, but now I get to learn about now. I'm gaining like a whole base of knowledge that I'm going to use now to push my career even further than it was from before. So once this program is finished, that is gonna be my push start into my own artist career. So from one time, we're gonna have releases, we're gonna have videos, all these things, and it's gonna eventually reach to the part where I become a household name in the music industry in Trinidad. And once you do this program, you get so much knowledge, you get so much insight into how to really become an artist. Hey, I'm Milo Strings. I am a singer, songwriter, guitarist, but most importantly, I'm an island pop MusicTT Spotlight artist.
I don't know if we can fake If you're willing, we can try. And I don't wanna hurt you, I don't deserve you, I messed up a million times. Even though we're not perfect, no one on earth is, and I'll take the blame this time. Just stay, darling, don't give up on us, it's not too late for us. Just stay, maybe we can work it out. Difference. Let's not act as though we don't. I can feel you getting distant. I just wanna hold you close, 'cause I don't wanna hurt you, I don't deserve you, I messed up a million times. Even though we're not perfect, no one on earth is, and I'll take the blame this time. Just stay, darling, don't give up on us, it's not too late for us. Just stay, maybe we can work it out.
Hi, my name is Albert Petzold, and I'm the social media consultant. And as the name says, our focus was social media content development and strategy. So how did we do that? We started off with a workshop with the artists and then went into individual meetings where we analyzed the artist as a brand and developed, based on that analysis, content plans and content strategies. And then went straight into executional mode. We optimized social media platforms, we developed new tools, how to execute the social media strategies, and learned about new digital marketing tools. And this whole process was very, very rewarding, because my focus was to equip the artists with the right tools from becoming just a musician who is on social media and transform them into a content creator. And I saw a lot of improvements with the artists, working with the artists, and yeah, this was really, really rewarding. And I wish all of you Spotlight artists the best with your music career. You are massively talented, and I believe in you.
We're about to meet a singer, songwriter, performing artist whose foundation in rock and roll, with inspiration coming from the likes of Gwen Stefani, Green Day, Avril Lavigne, it's able to shape her unique style with about 17 years in the business and with a growing audience. She's coming forward to give us something truly, truly special. Let's show some love as we welcome Rihanna.
She is a waterfall flowing through the darkness in her life, built like the Berlin Wall. Everything to her gets broken in time before it's too late. She's gonna change her fate. Stacy, oh Stacy, she shouldn't stick around. But she says, so he did. Are you will not let me down, down, down in a senseless life? 'Cause baby, it's not worth my time. Makes no sense, her hesitance to escape, twisting the knife in her back while they smile to her face. Watch her walk away on to better days. They say, oh they say, she shouldn't stick around, but she says, so he did. Are you will not let me down, down, down in a senseless plight? 'Cause baby, it's not worth my time. Oh, she laughs about their comments, so they're on a roll. Keep her peace of mind. Seasons come and seasons go, go. Sucks that it came to that. 'Cause baby, there's no looking back. They say, oh they say, she shouldn't stick around, but she says, so he did. Oh, you will not let me down, down, down in a senseless life. 'Cause baby, it's not worth my time.
So up next, let's meet a vocalist who is truly versatile. Chutney, soca, reggae, dancehall, pop, you name it, she can do it. Interesting fact, she's a pharmacist by day and a top performer by night. And she's coming with a prescription that will make all feel good with the music. Let's welcome Renuka.
Can you truly? Can you remember? Can you remember? Can you truly? Can you remember? Can you remember? It was about a lifetime ago, but I remember like it was yesterday. You didn't even know I fell for you just from the way your eyes did glow. Every time I walked in front your face, tried not to show, but in time you were my favorite place. So made of all that up to now, with every breath we take. Can you truly, can you remember? Can you remember? Can you truly? Can you remember? Can you remember how we danced in the rain, how we cried in the pain, how we held it together when we thought that we would never get up again, how we fought against the odds, how we prayed to the God, how we wished on a star. So we made of all that up to now, with every breath we take. Can you truly? Can you remember? Can you remember? Can you truly? Can you remember? 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 Can you truly? Can you remember? 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 It was about a lifetime ago.
It's time to introduce you to the project's fashion stylist, Crystal Ivy London. Now, she is an established and internationally published fashion wardrobe stylist and fashion coordinator who has worked in some of the Caribbean territories and, by all means, the US and the UK with prominent designers and magazines. Crystal, I want to find out, tell us about the experience styling the Spotlight artists.
It has been a complete pleasure getting to work with each and every artist. I got to sit down with them, consultations, and got to know their personalities and be able to show them what they can do with their brand and themselves. I got to show them what they can look like and potentially be in the future. And that was really a pleasure, just being able to do that and be able to see their transformations.
Indeed. Crystal, tell us about the designers you worked with on this project.
It's been such a pleasure just being able to work with local designers from Trinidad and Tobago. I got to work with Levi Marcus, Heather Jones, Dow, The Cloth, Loud by a Fear, Ivan Iona. Just each and every one of them brought something so different to each artist. It was such a pleasure just being able to collaborate and mesh music and fashion together to create something unique and uniquely Trinidad and Tobago. Just being able to watch the artist transform into someone else and kind of, I guess, become their little alter egos, as if you must say. It was such a great thing just to be able to be a part of something like that.
So it's another chance to meet a singer, songwriter, and recording artist. Interesting fact, this performer started to sing to conquer stage fright and in the process discovered a true connection with the audience via song, coming to spread her passion and purpose and give us her unique style and grace. Let's welcome Zuwina.
I got started in music and just being a creative in general. I love creating, and when I started singing in school, singing with my friends and stuff like that, I liked that energy, and then writing songs and then realizing, hey, why don't I just try this out? And I did my first competition when I was 18 and realized it was something I really wanted to get into. I applied to the MusicTT Spotlight program because it really teaches you about the business side of music. It's great to be an artist, it's great to be a creative, but you really want to know how to market your product, put those things out there and know how the business works. If you don't know how things work, you're not gonna get maximum results. So that's why I joined. I really have enjoyed everything that I've learned, from styling to the photo shoots to social media to networking, all those things. I really, really have enjoyed it so far. I see myself performing a lot more, writing, not just for myself, but for others, and collaborating with other artists. I will definitely encourage other artists to apply to the MusicTT program because of everything that you learn. There's so much that we think we know, and there's only so much you can learn on your own, and you learn from persons in the business, you learn from persons who are in the industry who really want to see you win. So I would encourage it. Hi, my name is Zuwina. I am a MusicTT Spotlight artist, and my genre is Island Pop.
Let me tell you something, you can't talk to me if you can't come to me with some positivity. Negative energy is a no-no, and if you can't oblige, please just go. So no, go so. All your negative vibes is a no-no. Bad talk and mind, no space, no time. You get no energy in my spiritual space. No, go so. All your negative vibes is a no-no. I understand that you're sad, and I get that you had a bad day. Let's talk it out. Turn things around. But every time we meet, not one good thing in your speech. Cut it out. Don't want that around me. No. Don't change the atmosphere in here, my dear. It was just fine before you came. Let me tell you something, you can't
talk to me if you can't come to me with some positivity. Negative energy is a no-no. And if you can't oblige, please just go so no. Go so. All your negative vibes is a no. Bad talk, bad mind. No space, no time. You get no energy in my spiritual space. No. Go so. All your negative vibes is a no. I get your frustration, but here's a solution. Take some time, find peace of mind. Can't be every time we meet. Not one good thing in your speech. Lord help me, the one that's around me. No, don't change the atmosphere in here, my dear. It was just fine before you came. Let me tell you something, you can't talk to me if you can't come to me with some positivity. Negative energy is a no. And if you can't oblige, please just go so no. Go so. All your negative vibes is a no. Bad talk, bad mind, yeah. No space, no time. You get no energy in my spiritual space. All your negative vibes is a no. Go so. All your negative vibes is a no. Go so. All your negative vibes is a no. Go so. All your negative vibes is a no-go.
With me, Josh Rodder, the lead consultant, Spotlight 5, and the CEO of Tova Group. Of course, you being the lead consultant, the project manager of this year's Spotlight program. Just to find out from you, your takeaway, what was it like, and your particular role and function in making everything come together?
Okay, it was a real pleasure working on this project. I mean, one thing for sure, Trinidad and Tobago, we have a lot of gifted persons here.
For sure.
And, you know, I thank MusicTT for the opportunity, because what we did is really we project managed, as you indicated from the beginning. We determined who would have been the right persons who can really work with the artists, who could facilitate a lot of the programs, the rigorous training programs that they went through. We set the schedule as well, because it was over the past 8 months or so. So we got, of course, Trinidad and Tobago's best to make this happen, because, of course, we want our artists to be able to receive the best. So when they are through, they can be export ready, because that really is the ultimate goal.
Definitely, yeah. to be set for the international stage.
Yeah.
What were some of your biggest highlights from the project this year?
One of the highlights always after when the work happens and, you know, they're really on the ground. And it was overwhelming for them, but the joy of when they went into studio first, well, actually stepping back, when they started their songwriting, you know, and really started to set that out. And that was one of the highlights. Of course, seeing their brand come together, because for me, is very important to ensure that their brand really says who they are as an artist. And see it defined, and they, in their mind, seeing it a lot clearer, because of course, they have to see it clear first before they understand who they are. And seeing that come together was a real pleasure to see that. You know, and of course the journey still continues, because what happens now is really the question. You know, so that's really where we're at right now. But I'm really pleased by this project. I intentionally didn't listen to it until the end, because I wanted to experience it. Yeah. And when I listened to the entire thing, it was that experience. It was a journey, and a real nice journey.
You know, there was a time, because I guess you're into project management, administration, putting things together.
Yes.
There was a time where the artists would separate themselves from that part of the business. Now I'm seeing more people becoming intimately involved, being definitely part of the decision process when it comes to stuff to do with their brand, stuff to do with where they perform, what they put out.
Yes.
Is that the new normal?
Yeah, and it is, and it has to be, because you have to, one, see yourself as a business, which is why part of this process has been doing a business plan with them, as well as helping them register a business as well, because they have to see that it's one of the same. This is serious business, and they have to mind a business. So definitely we saw it, and we made sure we brought it out. because without it, you know, JW, without it, you wouldn't go anywhere. Or only so far you could go.
Yeah, you'll definitely will be a limit.
Yes.
As to where you can go.
Yeah.
And again, you know, that's what the project is all about.
Yes.
And thank you for your involvement. And by all means, let's get a chance now to embrace the music right here. This next performer's music is a fearless expression of her faith, using the genres of soca, reggae, even jamu to connect with her audience. Let's give you a chance now to, again, enjoy the stylings of our top performers. And this time around, we bring you Yanni.
We as human beings, we have so much creativity, and it's our opportunity in this very short life to make it count. So as an artist, I see myself as an encouragement to others. I like to do local. I really love my culture, Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean. So I love to do soca, reggae, and with a little mixture of international genres as well, and jamu. As a child, I grew up in a house of singers, and my father is a pianist. So there was always music, and we would always be singing in church, you know, worship and choir and all of that. One day I was in church, I just was like, hey, there's nobody playing the bass guitar. I remember one of the bass guitarists, he wasn't there, and I said, hey, I'm gonna play bass guitar. And everybody was excited about that anyway. So that's how it all started, and I just started to play in church. And of course, as I went along with Nilette Blackman and the All Girls Band, she roped me in, and she was a great encouragement to me. You know, during COVID, every creative have had a moment of questioning. And I mean, 2 whole years of nothingness. We did some stuff online, and as a creative, you know, you always want to do. You always want to be in connecting with the audience, connecting with your talent. And I felt like signing up for the MusicTT, the Spotlight program would have really pushed me. And I wasn't wrong. It really did push me and open up my eyes to see things that I have not thought about before. I learned so much, and I am beginning now to see myself and understand a little more of the artistry. But I feel like being a part of the program now made me a little more serious about it, and made me understand, well, hey, you know, this is not a part-time thing. This is, if you're going for it, go for it 100%, because the aspects, I mean, in terms of your how you look, educating yourself on music, you know, how to speak. I mean, I could go on and on about the things that you've learned in the program. It really kind of brought a holistic vision to what we are doing as creatives. I am encouraging all creatives, all artists. Once you see the registration, once you see the audition is coming out, don't doubt, don't hesitate, get to it. Register with the Spotlight program today. Well, you know, people usually see me as a musician and vocalist, but I really love to work with my hands, and I am a jewelry designer. I actually started working with my hands as a child, but jewelry design is something that I really love to do. And yeah, as you can see, I am wearing my own jewelry, and it brings satisfaction as well. Hi, I'm Yanni. I am a MusicTT Spotlight artist, and my genres are soca, calypso, reggae, jamu.
Many times I wanted to give up, lost every desire to move on. But the fire inside me keep blazing, baptize me again, more creative. Yes, I'm more creative. I won't give up. I won't let it stop me now. You don't give up. Don't you turn back now. Hey, let the music play on.
my soul cries out when I stop. Hear your voice telling me I can make it. And the thunder and lightning within me propels me, 'cause I'm a creative. Yes, I'm a creative. I won't give up. I won't let it stop me now. You don't give up. Don't you turn back now. Hey, let the music play on till your soul has no words and your spirit moves on. Music emerge from the depths of your soul. Give it life and just let it flow. Let the music play on. Your sweat and the tears will pay off. Your purpose will not be defeated. As long as you have breath, you create the melodies that give us life. Let every note get stronger. Let every move get quicker. You've got to let your music play on till your soul has no words and your spirit moves on. Music emerge from the depths of your soul. Give it life and just let it flow. Let the music play on till your soul has no words and your spirit moves on. Music emerge from the depths of your soul. Give it life and just let it flow. Let the music play on. Let it play on. Yeah, yeah. Play on. Play on. Woo. Let it play on. Let it play on. Play on. Play on. Let the music play on.
A man who represents the pan with distinction. Akua Leith is here with me. He is the director of the National Steel Symphony Orchestra, also a director at Midco that actually manufactures the pan, and you were also a facilitator for young Emmanuel, who went forward via this album with his unique style, his unique approach to the pan. Just walk me through not only all what you do, but more so your contribution on this album and on this project.
Yes, Emmanuel, a great player. As you know, steel pan is a big expression in Trinidad and Tobago, and each player comes with their own unique style. And Emmanuel came with that vibrant ability to play and express himself, which really took us on a journey to what we are now.
Walk me through, because obviously one can play the pan, but then we see certain players, they are distinguished via, as you rightfully said, their personality, I guess their flair. It's clearly a joy. You see a smile on every pan player's face. But what really separates pan players and makes one become, let's say, a brand name, a household name, one stand out from the crowd?
Yes, I think a lot of people believe all panists should be soloists, but that's a skill set by itself. And within the crop, you always find a few coming out as soloists, really wanting to perform and entertain as individuals. Emmanuel had that desire, and definitely through this project and me being able to coach him, we really got him to a level where he stands out beyond what you already see with the Johan Chuckeries and the Joshua Ugellos and the Dean Gunston. He has something special to offer.
You're seeing more and more young people stepping in and moving towards pan. You're seeing pan growing. I mean, it's even strange asking that because, you know, pan is indigenous to Trinidad and Tobago. You would assume that everyone would embrace it, but still, sometimes I find pan still needs to get into certain spaces right here at home. What you've seen thus far?
Honestly, and this might be a contrary statement, but it is growing. It's literally, to me, is going into a momentum of development, of evolution. Joshua Ugello, maybe sometime last year, did an entire concert where he showcased himself, and you're seeing now promoters are now having panists opening with the national anthem. You're hearing even beyond our waters where pan is being introduced to new genres like rock. So there's a level of momentum where the instrument itself and the personnel are evolving into spaces that they've never done before. Let's say Midco, we just sponsored CPL, which is a viewership of over 500 million persons. And we had talent with Duvon Stewart and Johan Chakri and Joshua Igalo doing that tour with us.
So you mentioned that, the plan is there now to open events, but I'm looking towards the season that's coming up. It promises to be probably the biggest ever. Do you think it's time for us to bring pan back in the parties? I mean, obviously, there are some all-inclusives that include the pan, but I'm suggesting the way it was in our fathers' and grandfathers' time, where pan was an integral part of the party element of the carnival. Is it time to bring pan back in every event?
The time is now. The time is now. And just for context, this year, 2023, we are celebrating 60 years. Our country celebrated 60 years in 2022. Panorama is celebrating 60 years in 2023. So that jubilation, that celebration, I think is a good time for the promoters to celebrate that with us by bringing in some ensembles and some bands into the fets.
Yeah, because pan, to me, is integral to the carnival experience. Again, well done. Thanks for your contribution, part of this amazing album. Make sure, check it out, and enjoy the young panist, Emmanuel.
All the best, Emmanuel.
And again, a most important discussion concerning the national instrument, the steel pan, indigenous, of course, to Trinidad and Tobago. And yes, we heard from the vocalist, but it's fitting to wrap things up with our truly talented performers on the steel pan. And why not bring forward someone who serves the pan with distinction, usually doing some electric arrangements on cover songs. But now we get an original coming forward to represent. Let's show some love for Emmanuel Joseph on the pan.
I am Emmanuel Joseph. I'm a steel pan soloist, and me as an artist is a sophisticated, humble yet humbled entertainer. I love to engage with the crowd and definitely make them smile and enjoy the music that I play. My inspirations come from both pop, R&B, soca, and of course reggae artists, as well as steel pan soloists, of course. To name some names, Duvon Stewart, Liam Teague, and it's just been a great journey so far. I started playing steel pan in primary school, Malabar RSC, and from there, at the age of 9, I took up my first pair of pan sticks, and I went all the way through many different bands of different affiliations, through secondary school, through Form 6, and of course now in university, and as a semi-professional soloist. MusicTT Spotlight program 2021-2022 has been amazing. Definitely all the workshops, all the seminars, all the networking that we've been able to do so far is definitely beneficial. I am enjoying it. A lot of the things that I'm experiencing, I may not have experienced outside of Spotlight, so it's been great. It's been great, and I'm happy and hoping to see all the great things that is going to come from it. I think my professionalism has raised. Seeing the different standards in that there are as performers, I think that I have identified where I want to be, and it's because of Spotlight that I see myself gaining that standard very soon. So after Spotlight is ended, I definitely want to graduate from university, and from there I want to take the Caribbean and the world by storm in my performances, hopefully through collaborations, through traveling, and definitely through original music. I would tell everyone who I know that wants to take music seriously, that has the experience, that has the talent and the potential, definitely apply to MusicTT Spotlight. It's not just because you're going to take your game to the next level, it's really giving yourself a chance to become something professional, become something that is noteworthy, not just, you could pick up a mic and sing, or you could perform an instrument. It's definitely taking your game to the next level and being able to be the best that you are.
So by now you realize, right? A lot of groundwork was laid for these artists. We're talking training, we're talking development, and all this took place over the last year, with all roads leading to the production of this third Project Spotlight album. Now, this album was executive produced by Daryl Gervais, one of the most sought-after songwriters in the Caribbean, and the production and mixing services were done by JC of Hit Music Lab, one of Australia's most successful urban pop producers and songwriters, who has multiple song placements in over 400 shows globally and in the US. Let's hear from them both.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Daryl Gervais. I am the executive producer of the Spotlight project. The songwriting process for me is a very organic one. I don't like to force songs. I don't like to force music. I wanted songs that would reflect the artist, as well as I knew initially that I was going for a certain sound for the album. So what I did was I observed that most of the Spotlight projects were of a particular genre. They were all singer-songwriters. Most of them play the guitar kind of thing. So I initially thought that, maybe this might be the sound of the EP. So as far as the songwriting process, what I did was basically what I do all the time for the project. I would ask the artist if they have any songwriting skill, send me some of their best work that you're proud of. Send me that and we'll take it from there. Who submitted songs, I would have tweaked some of the songs just to give it a little more oomph to it, and just to assist with the structure. Because for the most part, what I can tell you is that this cohort is extremely talented. All right, extremely, extremely talented. I'm very proud of them. My plan for this EP is really to just put out a quality product that I think would be suitable for sync and licensing. Because of the sound and style of the EP, it's more singer-songwriter, top 40 type stuff. And I think that there's always a place for that in the market. Always a place for that in the market. So I think this project even strengthens our chance of opportunities. Before I go, I would really love to just congratulate this cohort on a job well done. I want to encourage you to continue to strive and to walk in purpose. Continue to be intentional in your actions towards your career. They say hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And I want to encourage you guys to continue to put in the work. This does not come easy. The music industry, entertainment world is not for the faint of heart. So, and it is not it's not a sprint. It's a complete marathon. So, build your endurance, toughen your skin. Think outside the box. Dare to be different. Congratulations.
So I'm happy to be joined by Melissa Jimenez, General Manager of MusicTT. Now, Melissa is the General Manager of MusicTT, steering the business development and education and export activity for the local music sector. As an arts manager and independent creative consultant, she is experienced in developing and implementing strategic initiatives for the artists to ensure that they are successful in their business, in their thrust into this music business. I want to find out your thoughts on the Spotlight program, your greatest takeaway thus far.
So I think based on our feedback that we would have gotten from whether it be producers, arrangers, composers, whoever wanting to work with artists, the business development side of things is what is lacking the most. So which is why the Spotlight program was so integral in terms of upskilling them in the business acumen that they need. So we've had 39 artists in the Spotlight program thus far. This is cohort 5. We are very, very excited to actually have gotten to this point. Once they were able to actually continue using the information that they learned throughout the year and actually put it into practice, it has been proven very beneficial for a lot of them.
Talk to the younger performers, the younger artists who look at the, I don't want to say older, but the cohorts who went before them. One, how can they get involved, and is this part of the greater plan, sustainability, to ensure that we keep the momentum and keep the ball rolling for the next generation to come?
Absolutely. I don't think learning business acumen for the music industry is ever going to go out of style, for want of a better phrase, because there's always something new to learn. There's always some new twist and turn, and the music industry has so many different layers to it that you can never, completely understand everything. So in terms of those from before and those who have now matriculated from the program, they help each other. So we have the alumni very, very active in terms of everything we do, all of the projects, all of the programs, even the current cohorts, they're very active with the alumni. So they're all learning from each other and growing together.
Let me find out, as it pertains to the album, just your personal take on what you think when the audience is able to embrace and hear some of this new music. You think this is stuff, at least coming out of the project, that can go regional and by extension international?
Absolutely. So the intention of the album, actually, besides it being their final project, they learn everything through over the 9 months, and then the album is where they get to actually put everything into practice that they've learned, including even negotiating their own contracts and splits and all of these different things. Besides that, the main focus of the album is to take that and shop it internationally. So we do have agents working on shopping the albums to different places.
Your international network to shop it.
Correct.
Overseas.
Correct.
What's the next level? What's the next step when you sit down with the executives and you consider the next series, the series 2, 3, 5 years down the road? What's next really for the Spotlight?
So right now we are actually going to take a break this year from the Spotlight in terms of bringing in a new cohort, but we are going to be concentrating on the shopping aspect and put a little more emphasis on that, not only on this album that's being launched, but on the others that have been launched as well. So as I mentioned earlier, we do have agents working on that, and there'll be a lot more thrust behind marketing, Google Ads, etc. You name it, is going to be happening for these 3 albums over the next.
Who's some of the people you want to say sincere thanks who made this album and made this particular installment a tremendous success?
Oh, I am definitely not going to go through all of the names. You're trying to put me in trouble. But I will say to Tova Group and everyone else that he has enlisted in this project, a great and hearty thank you to them, because I think they did a fabulous project from beginning to end, as well as, of course, the MusicTT team and the Creative TT team that has been supporting throughout these sessions.
Yeah, Spotlight. Make sure and, again, not only listen, but buy and spread the word, because, as I would have mentioned before, the musical ecosystem in Trinidad is one that's vibrant. It's one that's never without talent and never without ideas. And again, a chance for us to just embrace what we love and what we know as Trinbagonians, good music.
Correct.
And yet again, we have come to the end of another exciting Project Spotlight. And in that regard, MusicTT would like to thank the Ministry of Trade and Industry, its parent company, Creative TT, and extend a heartfelt thank you to the Tova Group and NH Productions for making this event possible. Now remember, the Project Spotlight EP, it is now available for download on all streaming platforms. Also be sure to check out Project Spotlight 1 and 2 from our alumni. Also follow at Music of TT on Facebook, IG, and TikTok to be kept up to speed with all the other happenings. And sign up for the MusicTT newsletter via their website, www.musictt.co.tt. Again, a sincere all the best to all the performers, all the creatives who made this new and latest installment of the Project Spotlight a tremendous success. Take your music and conquer the world.